Well, the devil of much time was left for repentance. And 'tis many the fine boy was then on his keeping, with small share of sitting, a rest and a sleeping, because he loved Ireland and scorn at the solid, a prey for the bloodhound, a mark for the bullet, unrested by night and unsheltered by day, for a straw stack for his barracks and revenge for his pay. But the bravest and noblest and best lad of them all, he was Seamus O'Brien from the town of Glengall. His body was well set, and his feet they were light, and the keen-fanged hound had no tooth half as white. And his face was as pale as the face of the dead, and the cheeks never warm with the blue of the red. And for all that he wasn't an ugly young boy, well, the devil himself wouldn't blaze in his eye. So cold and so wicked, so calm and so bright, like a fire that flashes o'er the dead of the night. And he was the best moor that ever was seen, and the elegantest hurler that ever had been. For in fencing he gave Jim Mooney a cut, and in jumping he beat Pat Maloney a foot. And for elegance of peer there was nothing as feared, for by Jesus Christ Almighty he'd outrun the red deer, and his dancing was such that the men used to stare, and the women gone crazy, he did it so well. And sure the whole world had to give in to him there. But as he was the lad that was hard to be caught, and he oft times he fought, and his oft times he fought. And I remember the neighbours and them telling me quite well the queer things he did, and 'tis oft I heard tell how he frightened the magistrate in Cahir Valley and escaped from the soldiers in Ahallow Valley, and flaked no four yeomen himself against four, and leathered four more in sweet Baltimore. Well, the fox must sleep sometimes, and the wild deer must rest, and treachery preys on the blood of the best, with a small 1,000 thieves and great things of the past, if in the darkness of night he wasn't taken at last. But Seamus looked back at the beautiful moon, for the door of the prison must close on him soon. And farewell to the patterns, the dances, the wakes, farewell to the girls that would die for his sakes. And 12 soldiers brought him to Marlborough jail, where Armstrong bound and refusing all bail, and the dreams of his childhood came over him there, as cool and as fresh as the clear morning air. Well, in a week or two after his trial it came on, and the court now was filled with a terrible throng. There was such a great crowd that the people were bothered, and attorneys and criers on the eve of been smothered. And councillors there as pale as the dead, and the jury sitting up in a box overhead, and silence was called and the minutes were read, and the court was as still as the face of the dead, and they read a big writing, be Jesus, about a yard long at least, and Seamus O'Brien didn't mind it a taste. And the judge took a big pinch of snuff and he says, "Are you guilty or not, Jim O'Brien, if you please?" "Well, your Lord, now, your honour, for in my lifetime, if I did any wrong and commit any crime, but if you would ask me, and this I would like, for if in the rebellion I carried a pike, and fought for old Ireland from the first to the close, and shed the last blood of its bitterest foes, I would answer you yes, though my veins do run dry, for the cause I was willing, and I'm ready to die." Well, silence was great, the jury smiled bright, the judge dying laughing, the job was made light. "By heavens, it's himself, it's that scabbard old chap," and with a twinkling he put on his big black old cap. Well, Seamus's mother and the crowd standing by cried out to the judge with a pitiful cry, "Oh, judge, darling judge, don't put him to ruin. The lad, he is young, he didn't know what he was doing. He's the kindest creature, the tenderest hearted. Don't part us forever, we're not too long parted. Judge McGolding, forgive him. Oh, forgive him, my lord. And God will forgive you. Now don't say the word." This was the first time that O'Brien was shaken, for he thought that he was forgotten and forsaken. And into his eyes the tears began to gather, and fell down his red cheeks, one drop after the other. Well, the morning was bright and the clouds were on high, and the lark that was singing in the clear morning sky. Or if I heard the people standing idly so late, or if I heard the people standing out on the street. Or if Seamus O'Brien, play fair and play fast, for the saints soon will have you this day as you lashed. And on to the scaffold the cat took its stand, and the hangman stepped up with a rope in his hand. But the good priest, having prayed, jumped onto the ground, and Seamus O'Brien took one look around. But the good priest done more, his arms he unbound, and with one mighty leap, Seamus jumps on the ground. Well, bang, bang go the carabines, and stab go the scabers. He's not dead, he's alive. Oh, 10 to our neighbours. Well, the soldiers ran this way and more ran that, and if Father Maloney lost his noose on the hat. 'Tis Seamus's mother, let your scabbards go bang, for 'tis if ye want hanging, 'tis yourselves ye must hang. For the night he'll be sleeping in Ahallow Glen, and the devil in the dices wouldn't catch him again. Well, in a week after that, without firing a cannon, if a big Yankee schooner sailed through the mouth of the Shannon, the captain sent word he was going straight to Cork, but with Jesus Christ Almighty, he was bound for New York. Well, 6 months after that, one spring morning in May, and just about 6 months after the great hangman's day, if a letter didn't come to the town of Kildare, to Mrs. O'Brien in Ireland or elsewhere. I'm sending your passage. You better shank it for Cork, and before very long you'll arrive in New York. And tell now my old biddy for Hull to be aware of that old buck now that calls himself Lord of Kildare. And as for those soldiers, those great men of slaughter, I hate them as well as the devil hates holy water. And when you will land in New York, ask the fastest way to go to the town of Cincinnati in the state of Ohio, and there you'll be made happy and never made crying at the half and the eagle ran by Seamus O'Brien. Should I?